Hey everybody, welcome to week 2. It looked like everybody was able to get the hang of Moodle last week in terms of our introductions and our evaluations of existing podcasts. So stay tuned. I'll be in the forums commenting and giving some feedback on all of that in the next day or two. But I wanted to get some announcements out as soon as I could today. A lot of the on-campus folks I met with last Friday at our campus meeting know a lot of this, but for those of you who are entirely online, there are some important announcements here, so maybe take some notes, and if you have any questions, feel free to get a hold of me. So, at our campus meeting on Friday, we had an opportunity to get some hands-on time with our Mac computers using GarageBand, kind of getting the feel for some podcasting software. But some other things came up at the meeting that I'd like to share with particularly our online folks. So we have some updates to the syllabus. So if anybody's working off of the syllabus at this point, go ahead and stop doing that. I will be posting an updated syllabus here shortly, but for the time being, rely on these videos and the assignments posted on Moodle and the forums as your kind of reference for what to do. So what we're going to be doing is a new project-focused set of assignments. So everything you'll be doing will be informing a larger project, and we'll chat about that here in a minute. And I'm also going to be investigating alternative options for PC users. Many of our students, both online and those who are able to come to the campus meetings, are PC users. Some are Macs, so GarageBand is the primary software that Mac users will be using. PC users, I'm in the process of finding something just as easy and useful for you, so stay tuned for that. So our new project, we're refocusing the class. So instead of doing a lot of theoretical investigation on podcasting, I thought it would be better to spend the short 5 weeks we do have really getting a lot more hands-on experience with podcasting, so giving you more time to do that. And also, hopefully by doing this, you can come away from this class with an actual product that you can either use at face value with what you've already done in the class, or something you can continue to work on and expand upon as you teach and grow as a teacher. So like I said, all the assignments will inform the project. You'll have multiple podcasts, which will result in a small collection of podcasts, and we'll chat about that more in a second. And you'll have a blog as a way to publish and share those podcasts. So this image shows the overall project, and don't let it intimidate you or overwhelm you quite yet. This is the big picture. Each week we're going to be focusing on a tiny part of this, so we'll walk you through it. So what we have here at the top is creating a video. Basically that's our podcast. And this video can and will include a combination of the following: video and audio of yourself, video and pictures of something else, screenshots or screencasts, video or pictures of your computer screen, and then music and sound effects. So our on-campus folks got a little demo of GarageBand and how to do this with that software. The online folks, I'm working on transitioning some of my online GarageBand video tutorials to this Moodle page, and then again I'll try to find something for PC users as well. If you know of something that you are currently using for this type of work, let us know. Share that and we'll post that for everybody's benefit. So once you have a video, we're going to save it. We're going to save it to either our public HTML folder, and I'll have another video describing that, or our YouTube account. So depending on what's going to be easiest, those are a couple saving options. we're going to create a blog, likely using Blogger, but you can use a number of different blog sites if you have a preference. I'll be using Blogger for my tutorials, so you might want to follow along with that. You'll need to identify a theme or purpose for your blog and for your podcasts. So each podcast, I'm hoping, will be in the same type of theme. For example, if you're a math teacher, maybe by the end of this course, you're going to have 3 or 4 podcasts about different theories, different aspects of math to share with your students. And with that blog, we're going to share those podcasts. So each time you have a podcast, you're going to create a new post, a new blog post, and that's where you'll link your video. And that's a way to post that, share your blog with your students, with your peers, with parents, and they can follow along with that at home. That may be where the project stops for some of you. I'm also giving you the option to simply use that as the cutoff point. Or if you were feeling ambitious or you would like to take this further once this class is over, we're going to show you how to publish that podcast to iTunes and share it with the world. Blogger and other blog sites make it easy because with a Blogger, what we would then do is simply create a feed burner, and again we'll go through this when the time comes, and that's a specific URL web address that you would share with iTunes, and then that would be stored in iTunes. And so anytime you post a new podcast to your blog, that feed burner will then feed it to iTunes, and it would automatically update iTunes. So that's the big picture. Again, we're going to take it in small chunks, so just stick with us, and we'll kind of outline the requirements each week. So taking a closer look at each of these components, creating podcast, you're going to be creating a new podcast every week. This week, we are in week 2. It's going to be a fairly simple podcast. I want you to include vocals, so your voice, some music, sound effects, kind of background type stuff there, and then some pictures. So no video this time, but the pictures are basically serving as our videos. So in class, I gave the example of making a podcast about squirrels. So you would likely start by talking about squirrels, giving your information about them. Maybe you have it scripted out, something like that. 2 to 5 minutes is what we're looking for about your topic. Then add some background music, sound effects, and then place your pictures where they need to go in your podcast. That's a fairly straightforward, easy order in which to create your podcast. Next week, we'll be doing video, vocals, music, and sound. So this week pictures, next week video, whether it's a video that you take of yourself or a video that you take of something else out in your environment, it will be video instead of pictures. Week 4, we'll do it with screencasts. So whether you want to take a video or an image of things on your computer screen, that's what you'll be working with. So for example, that's what I'm doing with this. I'm taking a video of my computer screen. You have my vocals, and if I was to add some background music, that would be that. So you can model your week 4 podcast after these videos. Week 5 is going to be up to you. So your preferred combination. GarageBand users, keep in mind that you're limited to using pictures or video. So you could certainly use screencast videos like the one I'm using now and video of something else, but you would not be able to use screencast and still pictures. So, but we'll address that all again down the road. The next component of that big project was creating a blog and saving your podcasts to a blog. So this week, your forum activity is simply creating your blog, getting that up and running. Down the road, starting next week, each new podcast will be linked on a new blog post, and I'll outline that process when we get there. This week, I want you to name your blog, give it a description, but once you start adding those videos in the new blog posts, you'll be linking those, and that requires an extra step that we'll chat about then. For those of you who want to take it to that final step, publishing to iTunes, you're going to link your blog with FeedBurner. That will give you a specific URL or web address that you would then supply to iTunes, along with your information, a description of your podcast, things like that. And what that will do is every time you add a new blog post that has a linked podcast with it, it will automatically show up in iTunes. So, this is a bigger project in terms of scope than we've done in this class in the past. So what I want to really drive home is that we'll be taking this one step at a time. So I've given you the big picture. Now let's refocus, and really all you need to do is the assignment and the forum for each week, and that will in and of itself create this project. So this week, a basic podcast and setting up your blog. Fairly straightforward. Next week, another podcast, and then the linking to the blog process. And each week, we'll be adding a new skill. So this week, that basic podcast to get your feet wet and setting up the blog. And then each week after this, you'll learn a little something extra to take your podcasting to the next level. If you have any questions or concerns at any point, email, call, drop by my office. I'm here Monday through Friday. You can even call my cell phone, that second phone number there, in the evening, weekend, and I can help you out for sure. So this is where we're starting this week. Watch the other videos here this week to kind of inform your assignments and send any questions you might have my way.